Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Imagithon Challenge Concept Showcase. We're really excited to have everybody here. Welcome to this. Feel free. We are recording. Just so everybody knows, it's already being recorded. Happy to have everybody here. We have a lot of great things to run through. Michelle, we're going to get started right away. Michelle, would you please share? All right. And hey, Alex, I'm going to make you a person to you can keep letting people in if you don't mind. Okay, Alex?
Yeah, sure.
I just got to find you and make you a co-person. Okay, there we go. There's a lot of people that are just kind of buzzing in. And so many, okay, make co-host. Great. All right, welcome everybody once again to the Concept Showcase. Happy to have everybody here. Feel free to chime in the chat where you're watching from, because I know we have a lot of extra people from where we usually have, so it's really great to have a great group here. Let's go ahead and go to the next slide. Some sort of error there. Nice. England. So I'd like to start things off by throwing it over to the person who started it all. Alex Kaplan, everybody. Round of applause and snaps.
Great. Hi, everyone, and thank you for coming to this today. It's been many months of hard work that has led us to this point, and I'm so excited for everyone to see the outcome. So I guess a bit of background for how this all got started. Back in August, I was feeling, I guess, very 2020. I was feeling very separate from an industry that I had been trying to break into. I knew I wanted to get more involved and get more portfolio experience, but I wasn't quite sure how to get that or who to work with. So it was a bit of a step outside of my comfort zone where I made a LinkedIn post just asking if anyone was interested in working together. The response was amazing, and it pretty much snowballed from there into a whole two-phase 40-person project. The kinds of people working on this project has been such a variety, from people in college who also trying to get into this industry to those who have been working for a couple years and maybe have been furloughed. So it's been really great meeting everyone. I would really like to thank all of the participants in the project. I don't think any of us really knew what we were signing up for at the beginning. And I really appreciate everyone sticking through the sometimes bumpy roads. I am definitely astounded by the amount and quality of work we have been able to produce together. And I'm definitely amazed at being able to have the chance to meet and work with you all. I'm looking forward to, at one point in the future, joining the industry with all of you in it. Also, a big thank you to all of the mentors. The knowledge and experience, industry experience that you have imparted on us has been really invaluable. Your guidance has taught us so much, and you're always pushing us in the right direction. I know my work and ideas were all the stronger for all of your input. I'd also like to thank Patrick. He was the one that first saw that LinkedIn post and saw an opportunity for collaboration and organization on a scale that I never would have thought of. He has been the organizational backbone throughout the past few months, and it definitely would not have been possible without his support. So I guess we can go back to Patrick and hear more about what you will be seeing today.
Thank you. You're too kind, Alex. You're too kind. Everyone, if you're not speaking, just go ahead and basically, primarily everyone, just go ahead and make sure you're muted, so we're not getting any feedback. We really appreciate that. Great. Yes, to piggyback on what Alex had said, a big thank you to our mentor coaches. And so how this kind of went down is we had two coaches per team, and also floater coaches that were helping for different aspects of it. So some would focus on concept art, someone help with presentation, someone help with graphic designs. Again, we have Kathy Dixon, Cynthia Sharp, myself, Andy Garfield, Andy Porter, Michelle Hicks, Michael Libby, Xavier Tredo, RJ Silva, Jamie Barkowitz, Bill Keeley, and Chris Bradley. Huge shout out. They've dedicated a lot of hours and time to this project over the past since summer. And it's really been quite incredible to be able to collaborate and work with all these people on this project. So huge shout out to all of them. Really, really excited about that. All right, let's go to the next slide. We'll talk a little bit about what happened. So back in the summer, we had this brief that was given, came through. And it was that an eccentric billionaire developer is looking to utilize the existing infrastructure from the long abandoned amusement park in New Orleans to make their dent within the theme park industry. They imagine to be a next level immersion, and they have a few requests. So the site was the old Six Flags, a piece of land in New Orleans, and they had a couple of parameters they wanted to go with. And those are on the next slide. Okay, great. So they want this to be a dessert set of perspectives involved in the project. And so what you're going to see here is that we have a lot of different people who have come together to create this experience, meaning some people who've never done theme park design, never even thought of doing theme park design, some people who were maybe never even, are trying new skills out for the first time. Maybe they're trying to do concept art for the first time or writing for the first time. This has really been a whole experience, just Imagithon in general, and from the client, where they wanted to have new perspectives involved. They wanted the experience to start at home, and they wanted to have the possibilities of monetizing the at-home and post park experience. So, let's just say the whole entire park has to shut down for COVID. Can they keep monetizing that experience, which is important? So the park has an older demographic. It's geared towards teens and adults. So that means that, you might see various themes. They may all not be happy endings, or, there might be a little bit more complex storylines that are being told in regards to the types of emotions that are being played with throughout this park. We wanted the guests to have a little bit of agency and integrate the latest trends in other industries. So as guests are going through their day, what they're doing may affect the journey. That was what the client wanted. Also, the theme park story should have been compelling enough where they could launch a franchise from within it. So think about how Pirates of the Caribbean then became a set of movies, and then that came back around to being in the parks themselves. So that big of a new IP that was created for it. And then just the consideration we had in mind was having COVID-19 in mind, so that the park experience should be easily flippable to accommodate social distancing. That was also another parameter that we had. All right, so how do we get here? So we had a blue sky a session or section of this that happened in the summer, where several teams actually came and they pitched almost maybe 18 to 24 different parks in a week. It was actually pretty remarkable. And we honed in on 2 parks that we liked that have now become what we are doing today. So there was a pitch that happened several months ago, and they took the feedback from that session that we had with the other distinguished guests that was similar to this, and they then made tweaks and refined their storylines and their concepts to do more of a concept phase. We would consider this package to be more like a 90% concept. It's not finalized. It's there's some parts that aren't finished, but we've gotten pretty far along the process as part of that. So when we went to the concept phase a few months ago, we had new team members that came along to part of the project, and there were shifting dynamics, new coaches. Some people came in, and basically it was a little bit of there was a bit of a scramble that happened so that people could be mentored by new coaches in some cases, and hear different perspectives, which was really great. And we will go straight to Rhythmic Realms. Really excited to see what you have to show today, everybody. So over to you. The floor is yours.
So hello and welcome to our presentation. As you already know, we were approached by a mystery client in order to create an original theme park in the location of Six Flags New Orleans. So in order to create a very successful concept, we were thinking about these main objectives. We want to target an audience that is highly diverse, composed of mainly teens and adults. We want to think about what is in-park interactivity. How can you interact with elements around the park? And also thinking about replayability. What happens when the guest comes back to the park again and again, and how is that experience new? We want to think a little bit more about franchising. How do we take our ideas and market them to a larger audience? We also want to consider health and safety protocols in this new era. So in our Blue Sky phase, we originally pitched a park that was based off of music originating from different parts of the world. But based off of our feedback, we decided to make a pivot to focus on a multi-sensory world of musical moods and genres. So music connects us all as human beings, and it gives us a language to express things that no other medium can. But one Oscar Fischinger, who was a notable animator and designer, said that music is not limited to the world of sound. There exists a music of the visual world. So we really wanted to think about this. So what does high energy pop music sound like, feel like, taste like? How can we amplify music to engage with all of the senses, not just audio? So this transformative power of music inspired us to create a park, again, where these 6 musical moods are realized within a physical environment. Welcome to Rhythmic Realms. You enter the park through Fusion Studio, where you learn all of the new techniques that are cropping up in music, and maybe even learn to make something of your own. You can go over to Spectacle, where you see the high-flying excitement of Broadway shows and hip hop, or maybe you want to go over to Pumped Up Park and experience the thrilling energy of pop music, EDM, and rock and roll. You can swing over to Acoustic Alley, where you can listen to folk music, almost sort of like what you would feel like if you're going on a long road trip. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more romantic, so you can head over to Crooner's Corner. Lastly, you can round up your relaxing visit within Smooth City, where you can listen to chill beats of R&B, soul, lo-fi, and chill hop. So within this presentation, 2 of these moods in particular captured our attention, those of the high-flying Spectacle and those of the smooth beats of Smooth City. As you've already experienced, we've incorporated audio snippets throughout this presentation in order to highlight our main attractions. So let's dive deeper into how we bring these musical moods to stunning life.
So at Rhythmic Realms, the park itself is the instrument, and it's time for your solo. So anywhere in the park, you can activate a variety of musical experiences without any special equipment. You can jump or wave or wheel and make music with your body at special locations throughout the park. You could become a rock star or jam with strangers, all thanks to very carefully curated and programmed musical interactions. With your wristband, you can tap to collect sounds throughout the park, which will change depending on the season, which increases replayability. All you have to do is look for the shiny gold medallions. Guests can opt in to let us track their wristbands passively using beacons throughout the park so that we can figure out which genres you love the most. This way, when you use the app at home, we can offer you experiences and at-home interactivity that aligns with your specific musical preferences.
Live big at Spectacle Central, where you can create a custom, playable adventure in this land. So here you can immerse yourself in an uplifting world of sensation and emotion, and you'll find musical experiences waiting for you around every corner. Now, you can choose a participation level that is comfortable for you. It can be from an audience standpoint, or if you want, up close and in the limelight as Spectacle Central's newest shining star. You can think of it as your experience your way. Now, as you enter this land, you're going to see 3 different path options. There's Hip Hop Street, Broadway Street, and Bollywood Street, and each leads into the Central Square area. Now, let's start your adventure on Broadway Street.
Broadway Street, we can hear belting and sea lights flashing across the way. Singers and dancers are putting on a show in the street windows and fire escapes, and I Want to Be a Star. In a world where anything is possible, three dreamers imagine what would life be like if their heart's desires come true. Enjoy a 12-minute original show celebrating those who reach for the stars despite the challenges that life may have thrown them thus far. There will be multiple shows throughout the day, but to ensure fresh performance as well as new experiences for guests, there will be three casts of characters with different storylines. Each storyline is special and starts with its own show. And as the young big dreamer, he is ready to take on the city, and the show will finish with a large 11 o'clock dance number, and then there's their big finale. In terms of casting, it is an open call for all genders, ethnicities, and abilities, creating a fully accessible show. Rather than having an interpreter stand to the side, an ASL will be integrated within the choreography and the musical numbers. Deaf and hard of hearing talents will absolutely be considered for the principal role if cast during the show. The live band will perform their vocal parts, and this show is filled with lots of heart, and we hope to inspire people to never underestimate themselves, sing their hearts out, and as always, dream big.
Behold the Menace of Broadway, a musical thriller. Fearsome of the mysterious menace causing chaos on Broadway, an ensemble of fired up performers cast you in their plot to put an end to the musical madness. Experience a performance like no other as the all-knowing menace of Broadway thrusts you on his twisted track of dazzlingly distorted Broadway numbers in this combination dark ride trick track coaster of screens, screams, and iconic Broadway scenes. First, we enter a grand lobby as patrons of the Phantom of the Opera, where things are going awry. Suddenly, concerned lead performers take us into a side room and explain the horrors plaguing Broadway. Things are going wrong, props are going missing, and actors are disappearing, and it seems the Phantom is next. They tell us to hide in the iconic boat set piece of Phantom of the Opera to capture the menace once and for all. We load onto the ride vehicle and make our way on stage, where we are put under the menace's spell, and we drop out of Phantom of the Opera and into his twisted world of manic musical moments. We first land in Sweeney Todd's barber chair as Mrs. Lovett pokes us about a pie and Sweeney Todd appears sharply trying to slice our throats. The chair is quickly reclined and the attraction tilts backwards as we fall into Chicago. Here, the 6 merry murderesses of the Cook County Jail deliriously whip their jail trains around our ride vehicle and lead us in a fussy and frightening tango, ending in a spinning tilt drop.
After that, we come to our senses and we see Audrey 2, a colossal and hungry Venus flytrap. The plant slobbers and screams, "Feed me!" Suddenly we launch forward into Audrey 2's mouth, surrounded by deranged laughter. We explode out of the building in a ball of smoke over the rooftops of Broadway, hip hop, and Bollywood as we perform barrel rolls under and over billboards and helixes around different themed items. We dive into the hell of Broadway, where props, costumes, and puppets of shows past go to rot and wither away. After a terrifying showdown, the menace is captured, or so we think. As we celebrate, we hear a familiar laughter. As a frightful figure swings at us on a chandelier, we are face to face with the menace of Broadway, the final scare before the curtain comes down and we re-enter Spectacle Central, changed by the thrills and chills of this emotional roller coaster.
If running from the menace made you hungry, head over to the orchestra pit. Here you can enjoy small dishes and shareables to escape in an intimate, elevated getaway. In this restaurant, the space is the show, and every 45 minutes, the house lights dim, the restaurant transforms around the dining guest. Using projection mapping and screen technology, a 5-minute show happens before our very eyes with guests enjoying a great meal.
And now, welcome to Bollywood Street. This area is friendly, full of texture and color. It's got a variety of architecture that you'd find either in India or in a Little India neighborhood here in the USA. If you like the vibe here, you can tap your wristband on the tiger's paw to collect the jingling of an anklet or the ripple of a tabla drum. Bollywood Street is all about visual spectacle, but it's also a slightly quieter street. There are plenty of places to pause and just watch the crowds go by, and this helps balance out the sensory stimulation happening in the rest of Spectacle Central. Whether day or night, you can enjoy taking in the spectacle here, either right on the street in front of you or with the movie billboards posted up above. Of course, on Bollywood Street, you can also hit the food stall to take away some samosas or lassis, delicious quick bites fried up before your eyes, all to make your day here in Bollywood both memorable and mouthwatering. And now we come to the Bollywood ride. If you've never seen a Bollywood movie, you will soon come to discover firsthand what it's like to be in one. Now, if you got a bit frightened by the menace of Broadway, prepare to laugh in Layla's Daydream, a comedy adventure. In this ride, music is the star, but so are you. The experience begins when you enter a movie theater that's showing old Bollywood flicks. When you enter, you find yourself in a queue surrounded by posters of famous Bollywood stars and classical Indian theater decor, rich turquoises and golden accents. You enter a screening room and prepare to load. The ride vehicle is a trackless dark ride system. This means the experience will be omnidirectional with very smooth movements, just like a dream. As you load into the ride vehicles, which look like seats in a movie theater, a very special Bollywood film starts up on the screen. It's dramatic and classic Bollywood, and it introduces our main character, Layla. Soon you get the idea that something comedic and delightful is about to happen. It's high drama. Layla's brother is getting married and she has to choose a wedding cake for him. Now the lights dim around you and you suddenly plunge through the film screen and into Layla's very colorful comedic Bollywood dream world. Now you are dodging and weaving through Little India, caught up in Layla's dream. You've picked up the enormous wobbly wedding cake, and now you've drifted dreamily into a sari shop, where suddenly the mannequins come to life, clicking their hands and erupting into a song and dance that feels exactly like you are smack in the middle of a kitschy and fantastically entertaining Bollywood movie starring you. This quirky dream approaches its climax when you pop through a travel poster and suddenly you're in India. Now this is Bollywood in its true spectacular form. It's nighttime, the air feels humid on your skin, and you find yourself in the middle of a traditional, glamorous Indian wedding with the enormous wedding cake still trailing behind you. Layla's dream relatives are celebrating around you. You have delivered the cake, all is well, and you are heartily celebrated with a colorful Bollywood musical number that puts you at the center of an epic dance. The party ripples and disappears. You're pulled away with relief, and the sounds start to fade from a more festive wedding real-life sound to the more cinematic soundtrack. Now your ride vehicles reassemble back into the darkened theater in an empty screening room. The lights come on, the dream and the film are over, and you unload feeling like a true Bollywood movie star.
Hip Hop Street, a visual love letter to this globally celebrated genre. The brownstones pay homage to hip hop's birthplace. The life-size memorabilia serves as the perfect backdrop for capturing lifetime memories as well as immersive, interactive moments. Activate the life-size microphone to discover hidden music and stories about hip hop using the interactive bands. Watch on as double dutch players jump to the rhythmic beat or catch a musical improv basketball game. Celebration and aspiration are infectious on this street. Welcome to Rhythmic Flow. Fictitious superstar DJ Boom and her hip hop friends challenge you to be the next big star at the Underground DJs Battle. Can you stay in flow? Step into the dimly lit yet warm environment. It's an exclusive underground party in an abandoned warehouse. Enjoy the hip hop wall murals and exhibits, hang out at the upper level, and enjoy the live music being spun by visiting DJs. Ahead is a restricted VIP area where you'll soon gain access. Behind the velvet ropes are recording studios that are themed after regional hip hop style origins. It's here where you'll learn how to play certain sounds and also the importance of making a good track. DJ Boom, along with other superstar artists, will give you the secret sauce to making good music. Guests can activate and download their playlists and disc tracks with the interactive band. You're all set. Your studio session is done. Now it's time to battle. Each team will compete within a 360-degree dome, riding in a 3D motion simulated DJ booth. Guests activate the booth with the flash of their wrist, and you're judged by a simulated crowd's response to your music and hype meter. DJ Boom is there to encourage you along the way, so don't worry. Your crew wins the battle. It's time to celebrate in the upper deck, but the thrill of winning entices you to want to battle all over again. So we've escaped the raft of the menace. We've dazzled through the dreams of Layla, and now you've been crowned the latest hip hop DJ. We'll now walk out of the sounds of spectacle and into the mellow beats of Smooth City.
As you make your way around the central lagoon, a leisurely metropolis rises easily into the sky and chill tones reverberate in the air. Collaborate, connect, and relax in Smooth City, where mellow beats electrify the air and toes tap to the jazzy tunes. As hard workers flocked to this town in search of new opportunities, they brought their love of soulful, evocative music. As records of jazz, jazz fusion, R&B, funk, soul, lo-fi, and chill hop filled the air, melodic motifs embedded themselves into the very bedrock of this land, shaping the environment around you. And as time shifts from day to night, neon signs buzz to life along the sidewalks and activate this comforting space with new vitality as the music shifts from serene beats in the morning to more soulful rhythms at night.
Smooth City is laid out to be an easy-to-navigate metropolis, allowing guests to travel throughout the land as smoothly as the music that flows all around. We want this to be easy and accessible to explore while maintaining the quirks and eccentricities we've all come to know and love from my favorite destinations. This city has grown and evolved since it was founded in 1862, and the varying architectural styles showcase the blending of history and innovation. You can see the homey brownstones of an older neighborhood, or the high-rise plaza buildings in historic downtown. Or you can check out the repurposed brick and steel of the newer waterfront district. There's so much to see, so let's get started with a ride through Smooth City.
Welcome to the Great Jukebox Ride. Head on over to Duke's Repair Shop, where inventor JC needs your help to take Amy, an AI jukebox, on a joyride through time to create the perfect song. This e-ticket attraction highlights the rich and groovy tunes of Smooth City in an up-tempo adventure set in the comfort of your ride vehicle. By day, JC Dukes is a spunky car mechanic, but by night, she's a hard-working tinkerer. She's recruited you for a special task on one of her personal projects. Before you meet with her, grab a waiting ticket and explore this dynamic and interactive garage queue that allows guests to roam freely. Relax in a lounge or stop by the shop floor to watch and listen while the mechanics torque and assemble parts. When it's time to meet JC, she introduces you to her invention, Amy, a first-generation automated music jukebox. Your job is to take Amy on a test drive around Smooth City to sample all sorts of music in order to create the perfect song. Sounds easy enough, right? But wait, one more crucial detail. JC also needs you to travel to the past. Well, how else are you going to get high-quality recordings? Strap into your vehicle for some last-minute systems check as Amy tells you all about her programming and time traveling capabilities. Adjust the settings on your dashboard and choose which era you'd like to travel to first. Since this is a variable attraction, you can have a different experience each time you board. Let's explore one ride-through possibility. As we hit the road, you feel that vehicle reverberate in excitement as the city transforms around you into a black and white 1930s metropolis. The air is filled with homey rhythms from early jazz street musicians and lively swing dancers stepping and gliding energetically along the pavement. You careen into a tight alley and prepare to make a second time jump into 1970s Funky Town. Attend an underground disco party and get your groove on as you exit out the back door. Maneuver your way around some gangsters and narrowly escape into present-day Smooth City. But before we head back to the shop, Amy needs to collect some last-minute data. So we take a shortcut and accidentally detour into rush hour traffic. As the car weaves and bobs through, we finally make it back to safety. All right, it's time to hear Amy's final composition. She turns up her speakers, but the song she plays is mechanical and predictable? Maybe Amy just needs a bit of an audio tune-up, or maybe the perfect song can't be calculated. Or maybe it just needs a human touch. If you want to continue to perfect Amy's capabilities, be sure to stop by the shop store to pick your very own Jukebot plushie to take home.
Now, no ride would be complete without a small bite to eat. So roll on over to Chill Hops, which is a converted abandoned subway station that is turned into a gastro pub. As you start to play electronic beats on your interactive turntable, you notice that bioluminescent foliage is reacting to the electronic sounds all around you, creating this intimate glowing space. And now you can sail through the serene canals of Smooth City and peer into the lives of hardworking residents as they sing their individual stories through the blues genres. So each day we pass by hundreds of people going about their lives, either on the streets or while you're driving or now even on your screens. We only ever see a passing glimpse of what's happening on the surface and never really what's happening underneath. We want to understand what is the human connection between each of us. So everyone has their unique story to tell, and the blues music offers a unique outlet to express evocative tales of not only hardship and loss, but also triumph and freedom. So follow unassuming musicians along the Ma Rainey River on this tracked boat attraction as they reveal their inner lives through music. Melodies and harmonies weave around you in various arrangements as each new journey through the canals presents a different narrative composed of different individuals. So on the following slides, you'll see one possible scenario that you might see. So an apartment facade melts away as we meet Riley, who plays a sultry tune on the piano. They express emotion about their recent breakup. Or you might meet Taylor, who is a single parent who sings a bluesy harmony to remind themselves of better days ahead. As you look up, the two of them are singing on either sides of the canal, but they're seemingly unaware of each other's presence. They're creating a beautiful harmony and melody nonetheless. Later into the cruise, we peek into the life of Sam, who's strumming a desperate refrain as they hope to make amends with their children. At once, all of these sounds sound so different, and yet they all sound exactly the same. They're all tales of perseverance. And at the crossroads of this connection, we're able to express the emotions that truly make us human and what makes us alive. The shared experience of music coming to life is passed down from generation to generation. We hear Sam, Riley, Taylor, and countless others finding that sonic release through and musical expression via the blues, which is a very versatile genre. And you're here to share that emotional journey with them.
Party from the streets to the sky as you coast to your next destination on the Metropolitan Mural Glideway. Music and visual art go hand in hand in this elevated ride through the city's vibrant landscape. Be on the lookout for colorful posters and paintings as they come to life and dance to the pulse of Smooth City. As you make your way from downtown to the waterfront, take a break with your friends in the Lo-Fi Cafe full of soft beats and cool drinks. Two brothers set up shop here in an abandoned warehouse to revitalize the health and wellness offerings of the city. They created an inviting, low-key space where you can lean back and sip a green tea smoothie or taste a nitro cold brew coffee.
As the city starts to quiet down, you can take your drink over to colorful Kaleidoscope Park, the heartbeat of Smooth City. Situated right on the waterfront, Kaleidoscope Park serves as the center of this city's cultural pride and contains architectural elements from every neighborhood. Light from stained glass windows and sculptures glitter on the pavement as you and your friends listen to the waves lapping against the shore. You can even dip your toes in our fountain of instruments, representing the soul, liveliness, and flow of Smooth City. Relax in the sensory environment or explore your surroundings as music is infused into every corner of this park. A piano key crosswalk activates the space beneath your feet, and a curving fence hums as if you're strumming a harp. Don't forget to clean up after yourselves. The race receptacle might even sing a little song to express its gratitude. Discover street-level posters and murals painted around the city. As you pass by, tap the gold medallion with your wristband to collect unique sounds of the city, including a bonus track from the Great Jukebox Ride. All of your beats can be accessed through the park's app.
In music, there are elements that make up the idea of a smooth sound: harmony, clarity, and balance. This entertainment portion was inspired by the element of balance as both an auditory and visual experience. Smooth City is proud to present an afternoon of spectacular roller skating performances, nostalgic music, stunning costumes, and a jam skate showdown to tie it all together for a sensational street performance called Roller Jam Showdown. It's a beautiful day in Smooth City, and it's the perfect day for a production shoot in the iconic Kaleidoscope Park featuring the Sugar Bells, classically trained dancers with a flair for the dramatic. As the group starts to perform their signature routine to the song Fever by Peggy Lee, a nervous production coordinator interrupts the shoot and announces they've triple booked the space by mistake. Enter the Beeline Boys, a motley crew of breakdancers, followed by the talented Boogie Blasters, a roller skating squad dedicated to keeping disco alive. Two other roller skating groups in Smooth City who are scheduled to also shoot their promo video on the same day. Drama ensues and rescheduling is not an option. The only way to resolve this conflict is in the form of a good old skate-off. Put your hands together, Smooth City, and be prepared to strut along as these groups skate their hearts out.
As we're ending our day, let's head over to dinner at the Archives, a speakeasy-themed sit-down restaurant. Enter through a secret passageway in a bookshelf into a classy 1930s lounge with pictures of jazz and blues musicians adorning the walls, and a live piano enlivens the air as you enjoy your meal. An added bonus of the Archives is the rooftop bar, offering small bites and possibly prohibited drinks, with the spectacular view of Rhythmic Realms. As we're looking out over the lagoon, we notice something's about to happen.
Be swept away by your favorite genres during Rhythmic Realms Megamix, our nighttime spectacular. Watch music explode with vibrant colors, dazzling special effects, and spectacular performances as 5 music lovers mixtapes sparkle and soar for all to see around the lagoon, with each land having a unique view. Guests are invited to join these 5 lifelong pals celebrate their friendships and passion for music as they share their meaningful mixtapes for everyone on a mysterious boombox that magically brings their distinct and exciting musical imaginations to life and transports us all with mesmerizing manifestations of mood, music, and marvels right before our eyes. It's all about where music can take you. We meet our 5 main characters in person as they all gather to play their favorite songs for each other. It's a ceremony of sorts, as it's their final day of vacationing together before they have to go their separate ways. It's a bittersweet moment, something we all can relate to, something many guests in the park could be experiencing. But everyone is about to experience music like never before. With this mysterious music player in the mix, each character's tape transforms the lagoon into their dreamy and captivating music visions where they appear as animations on the water, living the stunning stories that play in their head when they listen to their favorite music. The 5 characters represent our target demographic with attention to different identities and musical interests, with each character representing a land, the genres within it, and a distinct effect, all of which comes into play when they play their mixtape. We have Jordan with spotlights, Joe with water, Elliot with fireworks, Stella with lasers, and Tyler with fire, of course. And like I said, each character has a medley moment of their favorite songs as the sky comes alive with their imagination. For example, sparks fly with the Crooner's Corner segment, a land about love songs that bring out that vintage yet timeless teenager in love feeling. As Elliot's mixtape plays, we follow Elliot, a non-binary, hopeless romantic, dream about falling in love, meet the girl of their dreams, and celebrate their dream come true. As songs such as Dream Lover, My Girl, and Can't Take My Eyes Off of You kindle this sense of romance. They sing these songs to their beloved as fireworks, their representative effect, overtakes the sky. Depictions of that vintage boardwalk, tunnel of love, moonlit, retro romance project onto the water as barges of young couples of all different genders swing dance around the lagoon. Now, after this spectacle happens for all 5 of our characters, the Gung Ho group celebrates this mind-blowing mixtape experience and each takes home a copy because they know that even though when they're apart, music will always bring them together. Suddenly, with this sentiment, the boombox magically explodes in a high-energy mashup finale of all of their music and effects. Fireworks overtake the sky as exciting bursts of fire wow us. Lasers, fountains, and spotlights swirl as beats bend, and music combines as everyone shares in this meaningful moment that echoes the very message of the park. Music connects us. It transports us, it reminds us, and it gives us a shared language to express ourselves. With the sky now calm, guests leave our park feeling good, uplifted, and excited to jam out on the ride home.
And of course, the music doesn't have to stop when you go home. The Rhythmic Realms app on the website or your phone is the best way for you to deepen your connection to the musical genres that you love, even when you can't physically be at the park. First off, you can personalize your feed and pick your favorite genres. Then you can sync your app to view all the sounds you collected inside the park. Now you can relive your day, as well as create and consume new content. You can get to know other like-minded beat mixers or find superfans like you. By engaging with the app, you can accumulate points and then redeem them on exclusive in-park or at-home musical experiences. For instance, you could get access to live mixed reality concerts, either tuning in from your couch, interacting with a digital stage, or coming back to the park to sing along with your friends. The app is going to be fun and easy for you to use, but it's also going to help us get to know you better. We could use that data to help bring you closer to your biggest musical daydreams. Rhythmic Realms is ripe for partnership with companies like Spotify and Wave XR to help you discover emerging artists and also to produce best-in-class interactive musical experiences for our guests.
And that concludes our sonic stroll around the park. At every step of the way, we hope you've seen and heard how we've sought to push boundaries and create an experience that is thoroughly compelling for each and every person. We have developed a theme park that checks all of our clients' boxes. We are a team of diverse collaborators, and we are dedicated to making sure that the park faithfully reflects the musical moods we've chosen to depict. We've designed the park with teens and adults in mind, although we think the theme of music will draw people of all ages. We have created a truly unique space that is strong enough to launch its own franchise. We have considered how our park could be adaptable to a post-COVID-19 environment, which we would be happy to discuss more at another time. We've evaluated current industry trends and emerging technologies to create experiences that are more immersive than any other theme park. By using RFID wearables and a smartphone app, we offer accessible musical interactivity in every land for guests of all ages and all musical abilities. Finally, we've given thought on how to extend the guest's experience outside of their time spent within the park with personalized sound curation and collaboration experiences, as well as interactive concerts. Thank you for joining us on the debut world tour of Rhythmic Realms, where music bends and genres collide. We look forward to hearing your feedback.